This is Liquid Gold. In part one, we talked about how to cut up a chicken and using the extra parts that you won't cook to make stock. So now we're going to learn exactly how to do that, and you'll find out just how easy it is. So sit tight and let's get started. Okay, let's talk chicken stock. You went through the process and cut up the chicken, you have those extra bones, and it's time to make some stock with it. There's really only a couple of steps you're going through here. One is roasting the bones. I prefer a dark chicken stock, a brown chicken stock is what it's called. If you don't want to do that, you can just go straight to putting it in a pot and simmering it. But I prefer that roasted flavor. I think it just really makes it much better. So we're gonna roast the chicken bones first. We're gonna take them, get them in a pan. You want your bones in a single layer. I have about 3 chickens worth of bones here, about 6 pounds or so, roughly 5-6 pounds. And if you only use one chicken, you can just go with what's left over from one chicken and just use a small pot. I'm going to take these, I'm going to roast them in a 400-degree oven. If you're using convection, adjust that a little so you don't burn them too fast. But I'm using about a 400-degree oven, 375 on convection, and I'm going to roast these for 20 minutes until they just start to turn brown. And then once they're brown, you want to add some aromatics to it. You can make it plain, but who wants to do that? We're all about flavor, right? So we're gonna take some aromatics. We're gonna add a little bit of carrot, celery, and onion. And we're gonna roast those as well. And you notice there's not much to them. They're just big chunks. They don't have to be fine chopped or anything. Just chop them up into large chunks. And after about 20 minutes, you're gonna go in there. You're gonna check the chicken. If need be, turn them over so you can roast it on both sides. And then you're just gonna sprinkle the aromatics, the mirepoix here, carrot, celery, and onion. Just sprinkle it in there, and you're gonna continue roasting it for about another 45 minutes or so until all of it's a nice deep golden brown without burning. Now don't worry if some bits here and there look a little charred. That's okay. It's not going to affect the flavor. But you don't want to, you just want to get it to a really deep golden brown, and you'll see what that looks like when it comes out of the oven. After that, we're just going to place it in a pot and let it simmer for about 3 hours or so. Once it gets to a nice simmer, do not boil. Once it gets to a nice simmer, you want to go ahead and add some other aromatics, and that's the beauty of a chicken stock. If you look, you'll see that the little research, you can find all kinds of flavor profiles used in chicken stocks. Some folks like to add cloves, peppercorns. If you're looking for more of an Asian flavor, some folks may add a little star anise or ginger. Little things you can do to change the flavor to whatever suits your needs at that time. For my base chicken stock, I always use the same little combination of flavors. I got it from James Peterson. I think his stock is just brilliant. And he uses bay leaves, tarragon, thyme, and parsley. And he takes all of this, wrap it into a bunch, tie it together, and places it in the pot to submerge in there under the bones and just simmer that flavor in there. That's called a Bouquet Garni. When you put all those herbs together, you know, bouquet of herbs that you're putting in there to add that flavor. And we're gonna put that in there after you get the chicken stock to about a simmer. And just gonna let all these flavors just do its thing for 3 hours. And at that point, it'll be pretty much ready to go. And you'll see that in that beautiful end result once it's all done. So for now, let's go ahead and get this chicken in the oven and get it started roasting. And then you can get back to your binge watching Netflix or whatever for 20 minutes. So thanks. See ya. It's been about 20 minutes, so we open this up, and after, of course, that blast of steam, you'll see that it's a nice golden brown. So we're going to pull this out, and you want to go ahead and turn the chicken. You want it to brown on all sides as much as possible, so just go ahead and flip it. You don't have to be precise about it. You're just trying to turn it, let that heat get on the other side, and that way it's not just steaming or something. And once you get it kind of turned there, you go ahead and add in your onion, carrot, and celery, and just spread it around. You'll see that there's no you have to be perfect about it. You're just trying to get it in there. You're gonna let it roast, and as I said earlier, don't worry if they get a little bit dark or charred. It's not going to affect the flavor. What you really just want is that roasted vegetable goodness. So go ahead and get that in there, and then let it roast for another about 40 minutes in the same 400-degree oven. After 40 minutes, you can pull it out. You're going to see that beautiful golden brown color. And all you have to do now is start getting it into your pot. So grab a pot large enough to hold your chicken and enough water on top that'll cover the chicken. So just take it, load it up into your pot, and make sure when you're doing that you're getting all of those wonderful brown bits in there as well. Don't be shy about that. Just fill it up, pile it in there as much as you can. Take your water. You want to start with cold water. Just fill it till the chicken is at least covered. You can go a little more than that, but you want to make sure it's at least covered. And then you're going to bring it to a simmer. And once it's at that simmer, you're going to leave it there for about 3 hours and add that Bouquet Garni we talked about. And go ahead and get back to Netflix, because for now you got about 3 hours. Just let it do its thing until the magic is ready. After 3 hours, you just go ahead and scoop out all of the chicken and carrot, onion, celery, and all of that as much as possible. And once you get about as much as you can with a spoon or something, here you want to go ahead and get another pot, another large pot, and strain it. I have a very fine sieve that I use, and you can use something like that. Or if you just have a colander, use a colander and maybe get some cheesecloth to help filter out some of those bits. Cheesecloth just give you even finer finished products. So just strain it through there, let it all drip out there, and then you're ready to let it cool for a bit and add it to your containers. About half hour or an hour, it's now ready to put in containers. So I like to use these very simple 1 quart and 16-ounce containers, and an ice cube tray as well, because you never know when you just need a little flavor and a few cubes come in handy. So just separate it all into these containers, let it sit to get to about room temperature. And as it cools there, you'll find that it separates. You can already see the fat separating from the stock. Now, once that happens, you can take that fat and get rid of it, or you can save it, which I strongly recommend, because that chicken fat can be used to flavor some amazing things. And in fact, I think I'll show you a bonus video on exactly what you can do with that chicken fat. That'll give you some outstanding results. This is the end result, some beautiful stock that's going to change the way you use chicken stock in your cooking. Using it instead of water is just amazing results. We're going to also show you another way you can use this. I use it in chicken fried rice, and that's going to be the third video. When this cools, you can take this chicken stock and skim the fat off and use that for recipes like I said. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.